Welcome to Mind Set in Stone podcasts, where we dive deep into the most compelling books on the shelf. Join hosts Dave and Poppy as they uncover the stories, themes, and ideas that shape our understanding and inspire curiosity. Get ready to explore the big ideas that leave a lasting impact. Let's get started.
Welcome to our deep dive, everyone, where we're going to be really getting into Arielle Ford's The Soulmate Secret. This book is really packed with ideas and techniques that are all about the law of attraction.
It really is. And you know what's so interesting about Ford's approach is that she goes beyond.
Yeah.
Just like typical think positive vibes.
Right.
She really lays out this practical roadmap for preparing yourself to attract a soulmate.
I love that roadmap analogy because it really is step by step.
Yeah.
And, she backs it all up with her own experiences and a ton of real life examples.
Oh, yeah. Tons and tons. And some of them are pretty wild.
Wild, yeah.
Like imagine meeting your future spouse while you're picking out a cantaloupe at the supermarket.
Wow.
Or, finding love at the coat check after almost skipping a party.
Wow.
Ford even tells the story of a guy who woke up with a random phone number stuck in his head.
No way.
Texted it, and bam, love connection.
That's crazy. So, does this mean that fate plays a role, or is it more about aligning yourself with the right energy?
That's a big question, isn't it?
It is.
I think Ford would say that your soulmate is absolutely out there.
Okay.
But you need to be ready to receive them. It's like if you want a coffee, you wouldn't just walk into a coffee shop and say, give me something.
Right.
You'd be like, I want a latte.
Right.
With oat milk. You know what I mean?
You got to be specific.
You need to know what you want. And attracting a soulmate is the same way.
I like that analogy.
It requires clarity about your desires and also addressing any emotional baggage that might be blocking love from coming in.
So it's not just about visualizing your ideal partner. It's about doing some inner work. And Ford calls this readiness. And she dives pretty deep with it.
Yeah, she does.
She shares the story of Colette, who always seemed to attract the wrong partners. And it turned out that she had all this unresolved resentment from past relationships. And it wasn't until she tackled that in her 40s that she finally found a healthy relationship.
Colette's story is such a good example of how these past hurts can unknowingly sabotage our love lives.
Totally.
Think about it this way. If you're holding on to negativity, that's the energy you're putting out there.
Right.
And it's likely to attract more of the same.
Yeah.
Forgiveness, though, clears out that old energy and creates space for new positive energy to flow in.
Okay.
That's the foundation of the law of attraction.
So forgiveness is like emotional spring cleaning.
I love that.
Making room for a soulmate.
Yes.
But what about the actual attracting part?
Right.
Ford talks about visualization techniques, especially creating a super detailed soulmate list of your ideal partner's qualities.
What's so cool about the soulmate list is that it really forces you to get crystal clear about what you want in a partner.
Right.
It's not just about looks. It's about values, personality traits, even lifestyle preferences.
Like, do they like to travel or are they a homebody?
Think about it if you could write down the top 3 must-have qualities for your soulmate. What would they be?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And once you have that list, Ford encourages you to actually visualize your soulmate as if they're already present in your life. And she even has this technique called a treasure map, where you create a visual representation of your dream relationship and life.
It's so powerful because the idea is to shift your energy from one of lack and longing to one of joyful anticipation.
So it's about enjoying the present moment.
Yes.
While still working towards your goal.
Yes, exactly. And Ford also brings up feng shui.
Okay.
The art of harmonizing your living space to attract positive energy, including love.
Now, I'll admit, I used to be skeptical about feng shui.
Really?
But when I decluttered my bedroom and added some plants, I definitely felt a shift in my energy.
Interesting.
My space felt lighter, more welcoming, and I started feeling more confident and open to love.
That's amazing. And that's exactly what Ford emphasizes.
Yeah.
Our homes are a reflection of our readiness for love. Think about it this way. If your soulmate could walk into your life right now, would they feel welcomed and at ease in your space?
Interesting.
Feng Shui is about creating an environment that reflects the kind of loving relationship you want to attract.
So it's like setting the stage for love.
Yes.
And Ford even talks about specific areas of the house that are associated with love and relationships.
Right.
Like the marriage and relationships corner. And she suggests energizing that area with specific colors, crystals, and symbols.
The idea is to create a tangible shift in your environment to reflect the energetic shift you're making internally.
Okay.
It's about aligning your inner and outer worlds to attract the love you desire.
It makes sense when you put it that way.
Right.
And remember Gigi, the woman who followed some feng shui tips?
Oh, yeah. What about her?
And got a call from a coworker setting her up with her future husband within days.
Talk about a quick manifestation.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So we've got forgiveness, visualization, and feng shui.
Okay.
But Ford also really stresses the importance of self-love.
Yes.
It's not just about, pampering yourself. It's about genuinely appreciating your own qualities and recognizing your worthiness of love.
Absolutely. Ford uses this great analogy about putting on your oxygen mask first on a plane.
Oh, yeah.
You can't help others if you're not taking care of yourself first.
Right.
Similarly, you can't attract healthy love if you don't love and value yourself first. It's about recognizing that you are already whole and complete, deserving of love and happiness just as you are.
And that's such a powerful message because so often we're looking for external validation.
Yeah.
When what we really need is to find that love and acceptance within ourselves.
I agree.
And Ford gives us some practical exercises for cultivating self-love.
Like what?
Like creating a list of your top 10 lovable qualities.
I like that.
And writing positive affirmations to speak out loud to yourself.
It might sound cheesy, but those affirmations can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
It's about rewiring your subconscious mind and replacing negative self-beliefs with positive, empowering ones.
So it's about shifting your mindset from one of lack and self-doubt to one of self-love and abundance.
Exactly. And that shift in energy can have a ripple effect on all areas of your life. So we've laid the groundwork with readiness visualization, feng shui, and self-love.
Right.
But the journey of attracting a soulmate doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't.
It also involves understanding the unexpected paths love can take and being open to those possibilities.
That's where it gets really interesting.
I know.
Ford shares so many stories of people finding love in the most unexpected ways.
Yeah.
Reuniting with childhood sweethearts, connecting through online dating, even bumping into their soulmate in the produce aisle, like Trudy's story. It's like the universe has a sense of humor.
It really does. And loves to surprise us.
It definitely seems that way. And it makes you realize that love can literally show up anywhere, anytime.
Absolutely.
So what's the key to staying open to those unexpected encounters?
I think it's a combination of trusting your intuition, being willing to step outside your comfort zone, and having a sense of adventure. It's about paying attention to those nudges and hunches that might lead you to love, even if they don't make logical sense at the time.
Like what?
Well, remember Sean, the guy who manifested meeting his soulmate on a plane?
Oh, yeah, I love that story.
He started seeing images of couples everywhere he looked and then had that random encounter with the flight attendant.
And it turned out that she was looking for someone just like him.
It's like the universe was dropping him hints all along.
And so fascinating is that both Sean's story and David's story, the one who woke up with a phone number in his head, they highlight the importance of trusting our intuition. It's about paying attention to those seemingly random thoughts, feelings, or even dreams that might be guiding us towards our soulmate.
It's like that little voice inside is saying, hey, pay attention to this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not just about passively waiting for signs, right?
Right. It's also about taking those inspired actions.
Like what?
Like Sean creating his vision board and David sending that text, even though it seemed a bit strange at the time. It's about aligning our energy with our desires and taking those leaps of faith, even if they don't make logical sense at the time.
So readiness visualization, feng shui, self-love, and trusting your intuition, that's a lot to take in.
It is a lot.
But I think it all comes back to Ford's central message. You are worthy of love, and by taking action, you can create the conditions to attract your soulmate.
Beautifully said. It's about becoming a vibrational match for the love you desire. And trusting that the universe will orchestrate the perfect meeting when the time is right.
It's like we're sending out a signal to the universe. Hey, I'm ready for this.
And the universe is listening.
I love that.
Me too. One of the things that really hit me about this book was how much Ford emphasizes surrendering expectations. Like, we might have this picture in our minds of how we'll meet our soulmate. But the universe often has other plans, and sometimes they're even better than what we could have imagined.
It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole, right?
Exactly.
If we're too rigid in our expectations, we might miss out on these amazing opportunities that just don't quite fit our preconceived notions.
Remember Marcy?
Yeah.
Who actually later became Arielle, the author?
Oh, yeah, right.
A palm reader gave her this super specific description of her future husband, even saying that he would be 6 years younger than her.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And she was pretty resistant to that idea at first.
She was especially being a successful career woman. But when she actually met Sergio, who fit the description to a T,
wow,
she felt this instant connection. She was ready to just dismiss him based on her age preference, but her heart knew better.
It's a good reminder to stay open to possibilities.
Yeah.
Even if they don't match our initial vision.
Totally.
Who knows, your soulmate might show up in a package you weren't expecting.
Absolutely. And speaking of unexpected packages, Ford herself didn't meet her husband Brian until she was 44. She had this whole career.
Yeah.
Even wrote a book about being single and happy before she found love.
That's pretty inspiring, especially for anyone who feels like they're running out of time.
Yeah.
It's like she's saying, hey, you can create a fulfilling life for yourself.
Right.
Regardless of your relationship status.
Yeah.
And when the time is right, love will find its way to you.
Exactly. And when it does, you'll be ready because you've done the work. You've clarified your desires, and you've created a life that reflects the love you want to attract.
Okay, so it's not about passively waiting around.
No.
It's about aligning yourself with that love energy and taking inspired action.
Yes.
I'm sensing a theme here.
What's that?
Alignment. But what does that actually look like in everyday life? What are some tangible things people can do to get into that soulmate attracting zone?
Ford talks about this idea of living as if. It's about embodying the qualities you desire in a partner and creating a life that reflects the kind of relationship you want.
So if you want a partner who's adventurous, you should be out there having adventures yourself. If you want someone who's passionate about their work, you should be pursuing your own passions.
Yes. It's like placing your order with the universe.
Okay.
And then becoming a living example of what you're asking for.
I like that.
It's about showing the universe and yourself that you're serious about love, but it's not just about checking boxes on a list.
Right.
It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts that kind of partner.
Right. You can't attract a loving and supportive partner.
No.
If you're not loving and supportive of yourself first. And that's where self-love comes in. Ford dedicates a whole chapter to that.
And it's not just about bubble baths and face masks.
Although those are nice.
Those are great.
Yeah.
But it's about really getting to know yourself, accepting yourself, and appreciating your strengths.
Okay.
And, she provides those practical exercises like making a list of your top 10 lovable qualities.
Yeah.
And writing a self-love affirmation that you actually speak out loud to yourself every day.
I can imagine some people rolling their eyes at that.
Oh, yeah.
But I've actually tried those affirmations.
Have you?
And they can be surprisingly powerful.
Really?
It's like you're giving yourself the love that you've been seeking from others.
I love that. And when you do that, it radiates outwards and it makes you more magnetic to love.
Okay.
It attracts people who see and appreciate your true worth.
So we're shifting our energy again.
We are.
From lack and self-doubt
Yes.
to self-love and abundance.
And that shift can impact all areas of your life.
Not just romantic relationships.
Everything. Work, friendships, everything.
Okay, so we've got self-love down.
Okay.
What about forgiveness? Ford really emphasizes the importance of letting go of past hurts and resentments.
She does.
Is that really essential for attracting a soulmate?
She believes it is.
Okay.
She sees it as clearing the energetic clutter to create this clean slate for love to enter your life. Think of it this way. If you're still carrying around baggage from past relationships, that's the energy you're putting out there.
Right.
It's like broadcasting a signal that says, I'm not ready for love.
So it's not just about letting go for the other person's sake.
No.
It's about freeing yourself from those negative ties.
Yeah.
And opening yourself up to new possibilities.
Exactly. And it's not always easy.
Right.
But Ford offers some exercises for releasing those energetic cords.
Like what?
Like writing unsent letters to those who have hurt you. Or visualizing those cords being cut.
It sounds a bit woo-woo.
I know, right?
But I can see how it could be helpful.
Yeah.
It's about creating a sense of closure and moving forward with a clear heart and mind.
And that's a powerful place to be when you're looking to attract love.
Okay.
It's about showing the universe that you're ready to receive something new.
Yeah.
Something healthy and fulfilling.
Speaking of healthy and fulfilling,
Yeah.
Ford doesn't just focus on romantic love.
Right.
She also talks about the importance of self-love and building strong friendships.
Absolutely. She sees soulmate connections as extending beyond just romantic partners. It's about finding those deep soul connections with people who share your values, who inspire you to be your best self,
Right.
and who support you on your journey.
It's like building a tribe of soulmates who lift you up and help you grow.
She even uses that analogy of coming home to describe the feeling of finding a true soulmate, whether it's a romantic partner or a close friend.
It's that sense of belonging.
Yes.
Of knowing you found your place in the world, your people.
Your tribe.
And that's a beautiful image.
It really is.
And it reminds me of something else Ford talks about.
What's that?
The importance of savoring the waiting.
Oh, yeah.
She encourages us to embrace the present moment and find joy in the journey of attracting a soulmate.
She compares it to planning a vacation.
Okay.
Like the anticipation and preparation can be just as enjoyable as the trip itself. Similarly, the journey of attracting a soulmate can be filled with these exciting discoveries and personal growth.
So it's about shifting our perspectives from one of lack to one of abundance.
Exactly.
Instead of focusing on what we don't have, we could appreciate all the good things in our lives.
Trust that love is on its way.
She even suggests visualizing yourself years into the future. Like reminiscing with your soulmate about your life before you met.
Interesting.
It's a powerful way to shift your energy and see the present moment as part of this larger love story that's still unfolding.
It's like taking a long-term view of love.
Yes.
And recognizing that every experience, even the challenging ones, is shaping us and preparing us for that soulmate connection.
And speaking of preparation, Ford also talks about becoming our own best friend and advocate. You know, like treating ourselves with the same love, care, and respect that we would expect from a soulmate.
It's like creating that safe and loving space within ourselves.
Yes.
So that when our soulmate does arrive, we're ready to receive them with open arms and a full heart.
And we're able to give and receive love in a healthy, balanced way.
So we've talked about alignment, self-love, forgiveness, savoring the waiting, and becoming our own best friend.
It seems like Ford's approach is all about creating a life that's so full of love and joy.
Yeah.
That our soulmate can't help but be drawn to it.
Exactly. It's about becoming a magnet for love by radiating love from within, trusting that the universe has a plan for you.
Yeah.
Even if you can't see it yet.
And that's a really empowering message.
It is.
It's not about passively waiting for love to find us.
No.
It's about actively creating the conditions to attract it.
It is. And it all starts with believing that you are worthy of love just as you are. You don't need to change yourself or wait for someone else to complete you.
Right.
You are already whole and complete.
Okay.
And that wholeness is what will attract your soulmate.
Ford also talks about raising our energetic frequency.
Oh, yeah.
To attract a soulmate who is on the same wavelength.
Yes, it's like we're tuning our radio dial to the love station.
I like that.
And she gives all these techniques for doing that, like meditation, visualization, even using crystals and aromatherapy. It's about creating an energetic environment that's conducive to love.
It's fascinating how she weaves in elements of spirituality and the law of attraction throughout the book. It's not just about taking practical steps.
Right.
It's about aligning our thoughts, feelings, or beliefs with our desire for love.
She believes that we are all connected to this universal energy field that responds to our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs.
Okay.
So if we're always focusing on lack and loneliness, that's what we're going to attract.
Right.
But if we focus on love, abundance, and joy, that's what will come into our lives.
It's like we're co-creating our reality with the universe.
Yes.
And our soulmate is out there just waiting for us to align with their frequency.
I love that.
It's a powerful concept.
It is.
And it reminds me of something else Ford emphasizes.
What's that?
Surrendering to divine timing.
Absolutely. She believes that the universe has a plan for each of us, and our soulmate will enter our lives at the perfect moment. It's about trusting the process and letting go of our need to control the outcome.
Which can be really challenging for some people.
Oh, yeah, especially in today's world, where we're so used to instant gratification. It's about shifting our mindset from when will I meet my soulmate? How can I prepare myself for that incredible connection when it arrives? It's about having faith that everything is happening for our highest good, even if we don't understand it at the time.
And sometimes those nudges might come in the form of synchronicities.
Oh, yeah.
Or meaningful coincidences.
She believes that synchronicities are like little winks from the universe.
I like that.
confirming that we're on the right track. It's about recognizing those moments when everything seems to fall into place effortlessly.
Okay.
And trusting that we're being guided towards our highest good.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We talked about aligning our energy, raising our vibration, surrendering to divine timing. But what about the practical steps?
Right.
What actions can we actually take to attract our soulmate?
Well, Ford emphasizes the importance of being proactive.
Okay.
And putting ourselves out there.
Like what?
That could mean joining a dating app.
Okay.
Attending social events.
Yeah.
Or even just striking up conversations with people we're drawn to.
It's about being open to meeting our soulmate in unconventional ways.
Remember Trudy, who met her husband in the produce aisle of Whole Foods?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It just goes to show that love can show up anywhere, anytime.
You really can.
It's about listening to our intuition and following those nudges that might lead us to love, even if they don't make logical sense at the time.
Like that sudden urge to go to a certain coffee shop, or that feeling that you should say hello to the person standing next to you in line.
Exactly. Sometimes the universe works in mysterious ways.
It really does.
But one thing's for sure, if you're actively putting yourself out there and staying open to possibilities,
Yeah.
you're increasing your chances of crossing paths with your soulmate.
Okay, so we're putting ourselves out there, trusting our intuition, and staying open to those serendipitous encounters.
Okay.
What else can we do to create that magnetic soulmate energy?
Well, Ford talks about the importance of having fun and enjoying the journey of attracting a soulmate.
Okay.
It's not meant to be stressful or tedious.
Right.
It's about embracing the process with playfulness and adventure.
So it's about dating ourselves, so to speak.
Yeah.
And creating a life that's so fulfilling and joyful that our soulmate can't help but be drawn to it.
It's about becoming the most radiant, magnetic version of ourselves.
Okay.
And trusting that love will find its way to us.
And remember, attracting a soulmate isn't just about romantic love.
Right.
It's about cultivating love in all areas of our lives.
Absolutely. It's about becoming a magnet for love, attracting people who reflect that same vibration of love, joy, and acceptance.
Exactly. It's about creating a life that's so full of love that our soulmate can't help but be drawn to it.
I love that.
It sounds like attracting a soulmate is less about searching and more about just becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts that kind of love. But how does all this tie back to the practical side of things? I mean, Ford does offer some pretty concrete tips and techniques, right?
Oh, she absolutely does. She provides tools like those forgiveness rituals we talked about, the soulmate list, and even those feng shui tips for creating a welcoming home.
Yeah.
So it's about taking those inner shifts and then actually translating them into real actions in your life.
Okay, so it's not enough to just think positive thoughts. You have to actually align your actions with your desires.
Exactly.
But even with all the right tools and techniques, I imagine the journey of attracting a soulmate can still be pretty challenging at times.
Of course, Ford acknowledges that it's not always easy.
Yeah.
There will be moments of doubt, impatience, even setbacks along the way. But she really stresses how important it is to stay committed to the process and trust that love will find its way to you when the time is right.
She even encourages us to have a sense of humor about the whole thing. I remember that story about the woman who jokingly thanked the other woman for taking her ex-husband so she could be free to find her soulmate.
It's such a good reminder not to take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little laughter and lightness can go a long way in shifting our perspective and attracting that positive energy.
It's like saying, okay, universe, I'm playing along, but let's not forget to have some fun along the way.
And, it's interesting how Ford encourages us to see our past relationships, even the tough ones, as valuable learning experiences. They're not failures. They're stepping stones on the path to finding our soulmate.
So instead of just dwelling on the heartache, we can actually look for the lessons there.
Yeah.
The patterns, the qualities that we're really looking for in a partner.
Exactly. It's about recognizing what worked, what didn't work, and then using that knowledge to refine our vision of our soulmate.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Each relationship, even the heartbreaks, has actually brought you one step closer to finding the love of your life.
That's a really empowering way to look at it.
Yeah.
It takes the sting out of those past experiences and turns them into valuable lessons.
And Ford believes that your soulmate will not only love you for who you are, but also appreciate the journey that you've taken to get there. They'll see your scars as badges of honor, evidence of your strength and resilience.
It's beautiful to think that someone will love us, not just in spite of our past, but because of it.
Absolutely. They'll see the wisdom you've gained, the lessons you've learned, the depth of your heart.
Okay, so we've talked about forgiveness, self-love, aligning our energy, taking inspired action, and surrendering to divine timing.
Right.
But how do we know when we finally met the one?
Mm-hmm.
What are the signs that this person is really our soulmate?
Well, Ford emphasizes that there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Right. Each soulmate connection is unique, and it will kind of express itself in its own way. But she does offer some general guidelines.
Like what?
She talks about feeling this deep sense of recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've known this person before, maybe even in a past life.
Yeah, it's like meeting a soul that feels familiar, even if you've never met them in this lifetime.
Exactly. And she also talks about feeling comfortable and at ease with this person.
Yeah.
Like you can truly be yourself, without any pretense or judgment.
No.
It's like you can finally let your guard down and be completely vulnerable, knowing that you'll be loved and accepted for who you are.
And there's a sense of mutual respect, admiration, and support. Like you feel like you could conquer the world together.
Right.
But you're also content just being in each other's presence.
And of course, there's that undeniable spark, that magnetic attraction that draws you to each other. But Ford cautions that passion alone isn't enough to sustain a soulmate relationship. It's about more than just the physical chemistry. Finding someone who shares your values, who challenges you to grow, and who supports your dreams and aspirations. It's about finding someone who feels like home.
And I love how Ford emphasizes that soulmate relationships aren't always easy or perfect. There will be challenges and disagreements along the way.
Of course.
But in a true soulmate connection, those challenges actually become opportunities for growth, deeper intimacy.
It's about working through those difficult moments together as a team.
Right.
Strengthening the bond and coming out stronger on the other side.
It's about choosing love even when it's hard.
And it's interesting how Ford encourages us to view our soulmate as a mirror, reflecting back to us our own strengths and weaknesses.
So they can help us see our blind spots.
Yeah.
And challenge us to become the best versions of ourselves.
They'll help us to see our blind spots, to heal our wounds, and to step into our full potential. And of course, we'll do the same for them. It's this beautiful dance of mutual growth and evolution. And, I think what really stands out to me is Ford's belief that soulmate relationships are not just about romantic love.
What?
They're about soul growth and spiritual expansion.
Mm-hmm.
She sees them as the sacred partnership, a journey of two souls coming together to learn, to heal, and to create something beautiful in the world.
It sounds like finding a soulmate is just one piece of a much larger puzzle.
It is.
It's about cultivating love in all areas of our lives, becoming a magnet for love, and trusting that the universe will bring us the perfect love connection when the timing is right.
And it all begins with believing that you are worthy of love just as you are. You don't have to change yourself or wait for someone else to complete you.
Right.
You're already whole and complete.
Oh.
And that wholeness is what will attract your soulmate.
It's about recognizing your own value, embracing your unique gifts, and becoming the best version of yourself. And when you do that, love will find its way to you.
It will.
It might not happen overnight, but it will happen.
Trust the process.
And until then, you can enjoy the journey, savor the waiting, and trust that the universe is working its magic behind the scenes.
I love that.
Well, that's our deep dive into the Soulmate Secret by Arielle Ford.
It's been a great discussion.
We hope you enjoyed exploring this topic with us.
Yeah, we hope it sparked some new insights for you.
And maybe even inspired you to take some action on your own soulmate journey.
If you're interested in learning more, we highly recommend checking out the book.
Yeah, it's got even more stories, exercises, and practical tips.
All for attracting your soulmate.
And remember, the most important ingredient is to believe in love, to believe in yourself, and to trust that the universe has a beautiful plan for you.
Until next time, keep those hearts open, keep those vibes high, and keep on diving deep.
We hope you're leaving with fresh insights and a spark of inspiration. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and check back for more episodes as we dive into new worlds of thought, one book at a time. Until then, keep your mind set in stone and your curiosity open. This has been a Big L Riz Media podcast, where big ideas meet lasting impressions.